but it'll probably be. I think they're going to be competitive, man. I don't think they're going to suck.
Well, and it's the same thing with North Carolina. Jordan and I think that they might be a little bit overhyped, but I don't have their schedule in front of me, but I think it's pretty it's not too intimidating before they come into Hard Rock on October 24th.
Let me see what that is. To answer your question, their schedule is as follows.
I think they open up with UCF, I believe.
Okay. Oh, this is baseball. What the hell is going on? Let me just type it in. UNC football schedule 2020. All right. So they go. Yeah, they're at UCF. Excuse me. They kick off the season at UCF. They host Auburn on September 12th. They host James Madison. I'm sorry. They're at UCF. They're at – what the hell's going on here with this? Okay. At UCF, they host Auburn. They host James Madison. They host Georgia Tech. They go to UVA. They host VT. They're at Duke, and then they come to Miami. And then after that, it's UConn, Pitt, Boston College, and NC State. I don't think they're as good as advertised either, but the hell, they beat us last year with a freshman quarterback.
I mean, they really just have Howell, and I think they have some talented receivers. But other than that, and it's going to be at Hard Rock Stadium, and I think there's going to be fans there. I think someone brought it up in the Zoom the other night. Like when we played them 2 years ago, that place definitely wasn't full, but it was loud, and we forced like 17 turnovers, had like 17 pick sixes, and that's a game that I'm very back and forth on. It's kind of like the Virginia game this past season because you a lot of hype going into the year, and it's just a game that you can see Miami winning.
I just know I can't talk to you the week leading up to the game because you're going to be pissing me off because you just you always do this when it comes to Tar Heel games, but it's okay.
I mean, you have to realize that that since 2004, man, that team has given us more problems than maybe any other program.
I get it. But on the flip side, and you're not wrong with what you're saying, I'm not disagreeing with you, but a lot of those games Miami stepped on their own, you know what, man. And it just one game they blew us out of the water. I get it. I think that's the year they went to the ACC championship game, but a bunch of those games were, especially the year one of Mark Ricks when they scored a touchdown and it really shouldn't have counted as a touchdown. That was a week following FSU. That should have been a win. But let me ask you this. Going back to the Virginia Tech, because I wanted to ask, I just didn't want to cut you off. Aren't we undefeated the last two times going up there? We won the last two times up there, right?
I think we won the last time we went up there, and then no, we lost. We won the last time, but the time before that we went up there, I think we lost by like 20. It was during that. It was Rick's first year, and it was in the middle of that 4-game losing streak.
Okay. All right. We'll see, man. But yeah, just to summarize that Virginia Tech game, nobody's talking about it. We're talking about UNC, Michigan State, Florida State. I'm looking at that VT game.
I'm with you, man. I agree.
And that Michigan State game still scares me. I'll be honest.
We'll see, man. They're in troubles, but that doesn't mean anything on the field, so we'll see.
And I'll end it with this. If we beat Michigan State, we will be undefeated going into the UNC game. Can you imagine the hype that will surround that weekend? Especially, like I said, if there are any fans allowed into the game. But we could be top 15 on October 24th. I hate that game comes off a bye week, but that week 4 game against Michigan State, that is going to tell me almost everything that I need to know about this team.
Temple, Wagner. Go ahead, Jordan. My bad.
Well, I was just gonna say I agree because their new coach Mel Tucker. I'm not saying I think he's going to be like a bad coach, but I mean it's not like he blew people out of the water in his only year at Colorado last year. So I'm not expecting him to be one of those dudes where he comes in and rights the ship, kind of like a PJ Fleck kind of guy, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting him to have that kind of impact on Michigan State. So I do think they're a good barometer and that they're a rebuilding team. I'm not expecting them to contend for a division title next season.
No.
Yeah, I think they're going to be a very average Power 5 team next year. And how we play against them is going to be a really good barometer.
The thing with Michigan State that I look at, because you brought up, their new coach and everything, is there's a common thread every time that a school is in a really bad position with coaches and turnover and controversy and stuff like that. Take our example. Golden gets fired. Larry, what's his name? Ends up coaching, whatever the hell his name.
I can't remember. Yeah.
That guy.
Tight end coach.
Exactly, him. They fought for him. These guys, they fought for him. That Duke game, I think they won 2-3 games in a row. We went to a bowl game, we lost, but they fought. So I think that these guys under Mel Tucker, they're going to be fighting. So I'm not going to wear a big badge of honor, after the Michigan State win. But I mean, I think it's going to test these guys. It's going to be their first road game. It's going to be at a big time venue. Whether there's people there or not, I don't know. But I don't think it's going to be rosy. I do think it's going to be a fight, and I'll take a 1-point win, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't care how we win. Just if we can get a road win in East Lansing coming off a 6-7 year, I mean, that people. I mean, the thing that oh my gosh, I mean, I know that we've kept you for a long time, Mike, but I have to say it. This was what pisses me off so much about Canes fan is they just automatically think that's a W. I'm guys, I know that, things have changed, but you can't, as a Canes fan, is there really any guaranteed wins anymore? Hopefully, yeah, exactly. And people call me negative for this, but I'm just being honest.
It's not even a Canes thing. It's a college football landscape thing, because across college football, I mean, Michigan lost to freaking Appy State at home. For crying out loud. Troy beats LSU. Yeah, I get they won 10 games that year. Troy did. They were pretty decent, but still, these are automatic W's, right? There's athletes everywhere in college football. Everywhere. Anybody can beat anybody. And even though you're supposed to win, it's not it, dude. It's just not like that anymore, okay? It's not. So people need to get out of their heads that, no, because this is what I'm going to wrap it up with. And you can keep me for longer if you want. I really don't care. As bad as FSU has been the past few years, okay, it's still a close game with Miami. Why? Because there's athletes on the field. And records get thrown out of the window when those two teams play anyway. So I don't care if, let's say, we play FSU at the last game of the season one year. If they're 0 for whatever, that's still going to be a tough game just because they have a spear on the side of their helmet. And they know that they're playing guys wearing orange and green. No matter how bad they are, no matter how funny looking their coaches are, it's always going to be a tough game. And people want to beat Miami all the time. They're going to make it their freaking Super Bowl. It's always been that way. It'll never change. Miami's not relevant, right? Then why the hell do people celebrate so much and talk big money after they beat Miami? They're irrelevant.
That's what I was telling these idiot UCF fans the other day. I mean, I got into it with those peasants. You got that's the thing. I don't care how many 11-0 or 12-0 seasons a school like UCF has. You will never be that third school in Florida. You will never and how about this? And this is completely random. Did you guys see Henry Gray commit to FIU?
Yeah.
How about that?
It's Butch. That's Butch. Butch all over that. That's what I think.
Yeah. Well, and one last thing. Jordan and I talked about this last episode, but one thing that Miami will have in its advantage going up to Michigan State, I think there will be some fans there, but it definitely won't be filled to their 75,000 seat capacity. That is going to be a huge advantage for Miami. I mean, if it's just 11 guys on 11 guys, no effect from that huge crowd, I will take Miami in that. That, I think people are underestimating the impact that this corona will have for the Hurricanes. I think it will be a huge factor. I mean, because think about us on the road the past few years. We're horrible. If it's just us against them, let's roll. I'm ready.
No, I like that, but then you got to think about it at the flip, because we have a hell of a home field advantage when Hard Rock is rocking, no pun intended. So how's that gonna work out?
Maybe once a year. I mean,
True.
rocking maybe once a year.
True. I mean, it still gets loud. Let's say it's half full. I mean, the acoustics in that place are it makes for a loud environment because it's semi-closed in. So That UNC game that you referenced just 2 years ago, like you said, it wasn't sold out, but it was loud. It was very loud.
Yeah, it's a good point, man. It's a good point. Well, Mike, we always appreciate you coming on, brother. Love talking to you, and whenever you want to hop back on, you got our number, man.
Appreciate you guys, man. Y'all stay safe. Jordan, thanks. Appreciate it, and same to you, Marsh.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you later, man.
Thanks, Mike. See you, man.
All right.
Cool. Good show today, man.
That was one of my favorites. And also, stay on the line after the show ends because I have some exciting news to tell you about a guest that wants to come on the show.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay. So
I think I've said everything. I think I'm. Do you have anything else you want to add before we wrap up the show, or are you good?
I think we're good for right now, man. Okay. Like I said, thank you. I was telling Jordan before the show we were top 35 in the country last week for football podcasts. So thank you guys so much for the support. We really, really do appreciate it, and we do love you guys. And yeah, I just love you guys so much, and I love my Hurricanes. And yeah, Jordan and I think we have some big things coming for the show. So this is just the beginning, and yeah, I got nothing else. Go Canes as always.
Cool. Go Canes, man.
This has been the Fours Up Podcast. Remember to like and leave a comment